Hey there, I'm just going to make a quick video on showing you how to use this tree generator script. The link will be in the description for in Giants Editor 10 for Farming Simulator 2025. Uh, Pretty much, this is just going to generate a bunch of trees in an area that you paint. The first thing that we'll do is open up any photo editing tool, uh, just create a new photo. The width and height should be the same resolution as your map. So if you're doing like an 8 kilometer map, it should be 8192 by 8192. 2 kilometer would be 2048 by 2048. You should be fairly familiar with those values. I'm doing a 4x map, so it'll be 4096 by 4096. And just create that. Next thing that we'll do is select the paint bucket tool, set it all black. You want just complete black. You want all zeros as the hex value. Go ahead and paint that. And then save or export the PNG file. We want to save that in our map directory, which here, so just save it into your map data with like all the info layer and texture pictures. And we want to set the name to info layer underscore 3 gen, like I did here. Save that. Next thing that we want to do is open up your file browser to this folder. Just refresh, make sure your info layer tree gen is here. Uh, and then go to your map i3D and open it in your text editor. Bring that over here. The very first thing that we want to put into here is at the very top of the files section here, create a new line and select this first file tag in the underneath map-i3D in my GitHub link. Paste that, make sure your spacing matches up. File ID is set to 9999. Save that, scroll or Control F for info layer. Just keep going until you get to these info layer tags. And we want to go to where the last one is, create a new line here, paste in this info layer group that I have, get rid of the tabs there and paste that, and set this file ID if it's not to that same 9999. Save that. If you have the map open, make sure you close out of here. You don't want to save changes. And then when you reopen this, uh, and go to info layers, just give it a second to show up. If you scroll down here now, info layer, you should be able to see tree gen with the 3 options. And all of it will be under none currently. So the next step will be to go to scripts at the top, or click on window and then script editor. Uh, you'll want to go back to the GitHub, uh, click raw on this tree generator.lua. Press Control A to select everything, and then Control C to copy, and then you paste that in here. Uh, and then if you press save, it should ask you for somewhere to save it. That window just not popping up. Let me close and reopen it just to see. Script editor. Okay, I found out what was wrong. We want to come down here to user scripts and create a script. Set the name to something like free creator. I'm just going to add a 2 because I already did it. Press create and then clear everything from there. Post in the script that's in the GitHub. In File Explorer, go back into your your map directory. Go to Data. Um, First thing that we want to do, press Save there. Close. If you select the TreeGen info layer here, press Save. You should see it create. Let me refresh that. An info layer treegen.grle. So that's going to be the file that we paint on. So let's go back to that script editor window, script editor, and then open up your file browser. If you hold shift and right click, or just right click on it, you can press this copy as path button. You want to paste that into this path fruit density grle file. Just get rid of everything there and then paste it. One thing you want to do with Windows is change the backslashes to forward slashes. And then you save that and you should be good to go. So let's, uh, so for the scene setup, what we need to do is go to create, transform group, name this trees, all lowercase, create another transform group, name this free templates. Let me double check that name. Editor. Uh, yeah, free templates spelled with both capital T's. These namings are important because they are in the script. And then inside of free templates, we want a different category for each one of the channels that we have in here. So we want to uh, create a new transform group, name it forest, create another transform group, name it dense forest, drag that under tree templates and create transform group. Last but not least is just low density and drag that under tree templates. So now we need to get some trees to put into these. So if we go file, import as reference, if you go to your installation directory and just for forest, we'll just do beach. Press OK for that. Drag the beech tree into the forest transform group. File, import as reference. Here we'll do American elm. Okay. Drag that into dense forest. File, import as reference. Let's go for oak tree, and we'll use that for the low density tree. So with this tree set up how it is, we can just edit the tree gen info layer, and I'm just going to set a brush size to 1000. So there will be our low density, or our high density. Here will be our forest, and then our low density will be here. So let's leave the mapping tool, press save next to the tree gen down here, and then you can just come up to scripts, user scripts, tree creator. It'll do its thing. It created, you can look down here, it placed 3,800 trees for dense forest, 2,800 trees for forest, and then only 1,000 trees for low density. If we click on one of these trees, you see it placed them super close together down here. They're not all in view distance because just of Giants Editor. Here you have the much lower density, and you can see that these became as oak, and then beech tree. Let's see if we can find one in the list. Click on it, press F, and here's our medium density with the beech trees, which is just called forest. So that's how to use that tool. If you want to expand this any more, let me delete all of these trees. Like let's say you want another layer of stuff. First things first, go into your map i3D, edit it, and you want to create another option here. You can press Control D and Notepad++ to duplicate. Make sure you change the value here to be a different number, and then you can set its name to whatever you'd like. That makes the most sense for you. I'll go medium, or let's go super high density. Just save there, go back to Giants Editor, press the reload button, press yes, and once this is done reloading, alright, there you go. We can come back down to tree gen, super high density, and we can find a place to put that. So let's go right there for super high density. Now we want to come back to, oh, we need to create that tree again. I should have saved that. Oh well. Create transform group, tree, trees plural, uh, Control D, just duplicate it because it doesn't matter that much. Trees, three templates. Let me make sure I spelled that right. Three template. Yep. Uh, Duplicate, rename it to dense forest. Move that under tree templates. Control D, Control D, Control D to duplicate that 3 times. In next one, forest, low density, and then this last one will be super high density, which is what I believe I named this here. Yeah, super high density. Let's import some trees again. File, import as reference. I'm just gonna put oaks in the 3 that we had before. Duplicate that a couple times, move it one into dense forest, one in the forest, and one in low density. And then I'll import a reference to a deadwood tree. Press OK. Let's see what that looks like real quick. Uh, Control B, click here. All right. So there's our little deadwood tree. Uh, Now with this setup, all that we need to do is come into the script, control and paste this. Name this one super high density. Make sure to change the GRLE value to the number that you set in your i3D for whatever the new one is that you made. Press save. You can close this. And now you can just press script, user scripts, tree creator. You can see it placed a bunch of trees. It placed 0 trees for super high density. Let's see if we can figure out why. It might be something with, let's delete all the trees that it added again. Let's go with something other than a deadwood because I wasn't a fan of how that icon looked. Import as reference. Let's do American elm, sure. Drag that into super high density. Oh, that's why it didn't generate anything. We didn't come down to tree gen. We forgot to press save info layer here. So now if we go to scripts, user scripts, tree creator 2, there it goes. So if we exit that, come down here and take a look. This was where our super high density is, except we didn't actually change the density. Let me show you what that does. Let's clear those trees again, because whenever you run the script, it will place trees, even if you already have the trees there. That's why it's important to save between every time that you edit the tree gen. So to change the actual uh, density and stuff, we need to go Window, Script Editor. So we have this super high density with a GRLE of 4. Let's say we want this to be 400,000 and only 0.25 for the distance between trees. We can save that, come to script, user script, tree creator. This will take a while. So there it placed 7,000 trees in total when the last time. That's much more sparse. Regen, super high. Yeah, this one is the super high. I must have got those numbers backwards. Windows, script editor. Oh, I only did 4,000. I meant to do 400,000. Save. Close out of here. I'll delete those trees again. Come up here. Scripts, user scripts, tree creator 2. It's doing its thing. This should generate a massive amount of trees. There we go. So it placed 16,000 trees. and 8,000 of them were in the super high density. And if you come here and look, they are lots of trees here super close together. So that's how to use this script.